Hi, I'm Graham and welcome to Man vs Film. As I promised earlier, it's time to go on to my new segment, 10 Things About. This one is about Bryan Lomax, a good friend of mine that I met thanks to this YouTube project that I am doing. He is a huge Batman fan, a huge science fiction fan. He loves the X-Files. There's a lot more to him than you may already know, and I want to just introduce this guy and let you check out what his channel is all about. And I strongly suggest subscribing to it. So here we go, Mr. Bryan Lomax.
Hello there, my name is Bryan Lomax from Bryan Lomax Movie Talk. Seems a bit weird saying that on someone else's channel, but yeah, thank you Graham for inviting me on to answer these questions. It is a pleasure. Graham and I are really good friends. We do a podcast together, so yeah, it feels fitting that I should be the first one in this series. But yeah, my name is Bryan Lomax, as I say, and I run a YouTube channel called Bryan Lomax Movie Talk. I also do a Facebook page called Cine Sci-Fi for science fiction fans, if you're interested in sci-fi movies. But yeah, my channel is basically just about movies. I predominantly tend to veer towards the science fiction horror type of movie. They tend to be my most looked at kind of films. But I'm interested in directors as well, so I like to pick particular directors and then look at their body of work. So I've done Hitchcock, well I'm doing Hitchcock now, I've done Stanley Kubrick I should say, yeah, and I'm about to move on to Hitchcock. So yeah, that's my channel. So I run a YouTube channel because I love movies and I needed an outlet. I needed that place to come and share that passion. You know, and one of the things that inspired me, and I'm sure this is a very familiar story with so many people who do this, is yeah, it was the likes of Jeremy Jahns and Chris Stuckman and them lot that I first noticed. Oh, this is something people do. You know, this is something that can be done, and yeah, I watched those guys for a while. But it was actually John Campion who inspired me to do it. He did a video just all about this, really, about getting onto YouTube, about reviewing movies and that kind of thing. And a lot of what he said just made sense, and it spoke to me. You know, and it's mainly just that passion, that idea that actually, I love movies. I want to talk about them. I want to talk about them with like-minded people. I have opinions on them. I like dissecting them, figuring out what they're all about. As much as I like to talk about the surface stuff, you know, like cinematography, acting and all that lot, to me, the thing that really kind of gets me is the meaning behind films. I like to know what they're about, and I like to hear what other people think they're about. So, yeah, that's why I did a YouTube channel, because, you know, so I could do that with other people around the world. Because, you know, I got a couple of friends who, yeah, they like to talk movies, but not necessarily to the depth that I do with people on YouTube, you know. And it is that sense of community, finding that community that are like-minded, and YouTube is a good place to do that. So yeah, the best thing about YouTube is precisely what I just mentioned, which is that community. You know, it's being able to have a back and two with people that you wouldn't otherwise know. You know, as bad as the internet can be, because there is a lot of bad things about the internet. A lot of nasty people use it to do a lot of nasty things. But as bad as it can be, it can also be really great at connecting people, at community. And yeah, you know, I've made so many friends through YouTube, Graham being one of them, who I wouldn't know him from Adam if it wasn't for YouTube, if it wasn't for that, you know, similar interests kind of converging in one place, which is this platform, this YouTube, this social media. So yeah, it's the community, you know. With that you get idiots, you know, like you do everywhere, but for the most part it's just people who love the same things getting together and talking about them. So yeah, the community, that's the best thing. My favourite movie is The Dark Knight. It basically brings together so many things that I love. One, Christopher Nolan is my favourite director. Two, I'm a huge Batman fan. And three, it's just a damn good movie. You know, it's a crime thriller of a movie that is really character driven, really plot driven. And I don't think there's any such thing as a perfect movie. I think if you really want to, you can rip something apart. But yeah, why would you want to when it's this good? You know, when I just enjoy it. Heath Ledger's performance, the theme that it explores of chaos. You know, like I've talked about this before on my channel, which is that, you know, Batman Begins deals with the theme of fear, and this film, The Dark Knight, deals with the theme of chaos, and then with The Dark Knight Rises, that the theme changed to pain. And I love the way that Nolan deals with that theme of chaos through the character of the Joker and through this character of Batman, who, you know, the Joker is trying to push into chaos. He's trying to bring him into his world, into his way of thinking, and the journey there for our hero, for Batman, is will he or won't he? You know, can he be broken in that sense? Will he be pushed over the edge? And we see that in the character of Harvey Dent. You know, we have these two knights, essentially. We have this White Knight in the shape of Harvey Dent, and we have this Dark Knight in the shape of Batman, you know. And yeah, it's the White Knight who falls from the grace. It's the White Knight who stumbles, who goes corrupt, who is pushed over the edge, you know, into the abyss. Whereas the man who essentially already lives in the abyss, he is the hero. He's the true hero. He's the one who makes the sacrifices. He's the one who doesn't go over the edge, who doesn't become the thing that he hunts. You know, he doesn't become like the Joker. So yeah, it's a brilliant film. Loads of really deep themes, amazing characters, amazing performances, brilliant cinematography, wonderful direction, intricate script. I think, yeah, what hasn't already been said about The Dark Knight, but that's why it's my favourite film. Yeah, there you go. What advice would I give to anyone wanting to start a YouTube channel? I think I'd just say, actually there's quite a bit. First and foremost, don't annoy people. You know, when you first start, don't be entitled. Don't be an entitled douche who thinks that just because you have started a YouTube channel, now the entire world must come to you. It takes work, you know. Some of my friends that have become quite successful, you know, I've even been doing it longer than these particular friends, but they've become more successful than I have, but they've put the flipping work in, you know. I think about my friend Lee from Drum Dums. I think about Cody Leach, and you know, I just, these are people who've put the work in. They put videos out every day, and they're not simply edited. You can tell that a lot of work has gone into each video, you know. So first and foremost, you've got to put the work in. You've got to make things look good. You've got to make them sound good. And you've got to have some personality. And that personality can't be one that you've stolen from someone else. Don't try to be like someone else. Be yourself. Yes, it's okay to use the kind of framework that someone else has used, but don't try and be them, you know. There's nothing original with regards to how films are made. And likewise, there's nothing original with regards to how YouTube videos are made. Everybody inspires everybody else. We all crib from each other. We all do things in a set style, you know. But you have to be you. Once you've got that style, even if you've taken it from bits and bobs from other people, you still have to be you. So be you. And like I say, going back to what I was saying just to begin with, don't bug people by trying too hard to get them to sub. You know, don't be a sub for sub douchebag who's like, because they don't mean anything at the end of the day. I mean, that's another piece of advice. Don't give too much credit to subs. They don't mean anything. You know, you could have 1,000, 2,000, 10,000 subs, but if only 50 people are watching your video out of them 10,000, that ain't a success. That's nothing to shout about, is it? You need people watching. And if that's only a few people, how long are they watching for? That, to me, is the measure of success. The fact that if you know, if you get a few people who watch and they watch the whole length of your video, then you must be doing something right. Beyond that, let it be organic. Let it be a process. It's a slow process, usually. So let it be that. Don't try and force it and cram it down people's throats. Hey, come and sub to me. Hey, come and watch my video. You know, commenting on people's videos and saying, oh yeah, great video. I've also done a review on this film. Come and view it. No, because when you say that, I know you haven't watched my video. You are literally just trying to get people over to your channel. And that, people can smell right through it. They see it straight away, and it's annoying, especially for people who have been doing this for a few years. You know, I've been doing this for a good 4 years now. You know, I've only got 1,500 subscribers. That's a lot of work just for a measly 1,500 subscribers. But I'm proud of those subscribers, and I'm proud of the fact that a lot of them do regularly engage on my channel. So yeah, that's my advice. Sorry for prattling on, but don't be a douche. Be yourself. And make sure you put the work in, because that's what it requires. What is my favourite video and why? There's a few videos that I've done that, you know, that I'm pretty proud of, and it tends to be the essays that I do, like proper video essays. And I think I'm proud of them because they require a lot of work. You know, I sit down and I script those. You know, that in itself takes quite a while. It takes a bit of research. I've got to watch the film as well to begin with. And yeah, I have to find lots of footage. I have to pull footage and images off the internet. And you don't tend to see me in those videos because it's all footage. So yeah, it requires a lot of work. Many hours go into them. And the ones that for me, I guess, stand out would be, there was a 2-part one that I did about the cinematic legacy of Batman. So I looked at all of the movie versions of Batman, the ones that had gone into cinemas, the live action ones. And yeah, so yeah, from the 1940s up to present day. And yeah, like I said, I put a lot of work into it. It's a 2-part thing, so it was like it came to like 22 minutes in total. And I was really proud of it, and it just pretty much died a death. Not many people watched it. You know, even to this day, it's not had that many views. And given the amount of work that went into it, it was a shame. So yeah, that was one. The Cinematic Legacy of the Dark Knight. Big Screen Batman, the Cinematic Legacy of the Dark Knight, it was called. Maybe the title was just too wordy, I don't know. But there was that one. And just recently, again, you know, I did a video on LA Confidential. That was called Men of Honor. Yeah. I just looked at the themes that were being explored in LA Confidential, which is one of my favourite films. And like I say, it's all video footage taken from the film. It was scripted, you know, I did a lot of research, had to do a lot of editing to pull all that stuff together. And I was really proud of the end result. But again, it's not seeing much action, that video, which is a shame. Because you can do a really crappy review on a handheld camcorder, not even in your usual space, because for whatever reason you're out on the fly and it's all you can do at that particular time, and then it gets like 1,000 views and you're like, what on earth? Like seriously, I did a review for Hampstead in my car driving along because stuff was going on at home at the time, so I couldn't film in this spot. I just came out of the cinema, flipped the camera on, not expecting it to do well at all. It's Hampstead, for crying out loud. Who on my channel is going to want to see a review about Hampstead? Seriously, over 1,000 views. You cannot control this stuff at all. But yeah, so they're the ones I guess I'm most proud of. Videos like that. There are a couple more that I've done like that. You know, I do have another channel as well. Called The Movie Evangelist, and that's really all about how Christian faith is kind of portrayed in films, and how you can read films from a Christian perspective. I've only put 3 videos up on that at the moment. It's not a channel that is kind of in full swing at the moment. It's just every now and again, if I feel like I've got something to say, I'll put something up on there. But there's 3 videos on there at the moment that I'm really proud of. I've done one on The Shining, one on Skyfall, and one on Alien Covenant. And like I say, they're both like proper video essays. And yeah, a lot of work went into them. I'm really proud of them. So 3 other channels that I would recommend. There's actually quite a few that I could recommend. I'll stay away from Drum Dums. I'll stay away from Cody Leach. I'll stay away from CP from Will I Like It Reviews. They're three really good buddies of mine, but their channels are they're pretty big. You know, they're fairly successful. CP could do with a bit more success, I think, given the talent that he puts on show for a lot of it. So yeah, I'll stick with some smaller channels that I think kind of need some a bit more behind them. I go with Luke, Razor Wire Reviews. I mean, he's doing probably as well as CP is, to be honest. But yeah, I'd recommend Razor Wire Reviews just because he has such a breadth of taste, I think. You know, you go to his channel, you'll find all sorts on there. You know, he's really into science fiction. He's a big Star Wars fan, but then he'll do a Asian cinema season, you know, and look at Kurosawa and all these obscure kind of European style films. But yeah, if you want to view a channel that isn't just one particular genre or one type of film, which can become a bit boring, you want a, you know, real wide variety of films. It's going to open your mind up to, you know, things that you've probably never heard of before. Check out Razor Wire Reviews, and he's just a good lad as well, you know. So yeah, someone else I would go with is Rachel Wagner. I rarely find myself agreeing with Rachel Wagner. It's a bit of a running joke between the two of us. Actually, we often don't agree with each other, but we're respectful towards each other, you know, and that's that thing about community that I was talking about, which I really love. The fact that I can talk to someone like Rachel Wagner, who we just disagree with all the time, but we can respect each other's opinions. We can have a conversation, a discussion without hurling insults at each other. So, but you know, if you're a big fan of animation, I'm not that big on animation, but she is. She's really big on animation, and I can't think of anyone else in the community that I would turn to if I wanted to know something about animation, because that is pretty much her thing. So yeah, I'd check out her channel if that's your bag. And someone else, there's quite a few, and I feel like it's a shame to miss some people's channels out, but I'll go with Jambo Shango and the Randy Mole, two Brits. You know, Luke was a Brit as well, so I'm going to stick with Brits. Not that Rachel Wagner is, but yeah, Jambo Shango and the Randy Mole, they do a lot of horror stuff, but they do the videos together. So it's just those two sat on a couch chatting it out, and it feels very informal, very casual, very relaxed when they do it, because it's just two friends talking to each other, and that's what I like about it. I like that vibe that comes off their videos. So yeah, go and check them out, give them a subscribe, tell them who sent you. Yeah. I love film because I love stories. I love storytelling, and I think we all do in some form or another. I think we're built that way. Human beings, you know, we have this. We started with an oral tradition. You know, you look back at ancient cultures, we had this oral tradition of telling stories. It's how we learn. It's how we pass things down. We tell stories. You know, you look at the great religions, they're all built around these narratives. You know, it's a story that reveals things to us about who we are, about where we come from, and about why we're here. And I think that's carried through into movies. You know, it's carried through into books, novels. It's carried through into radio plays, or even just an advert. You know, you look at an advert on the TV, there's a story being told there, and it tells us something about who we are. And yeah, so that's what I like about movies. I like dissecting them, looking at them, and asking, what can this teach me about my purpose, about why I'm here, about my relationship with other people, with God, if you believe in God. You know, like all those big things you can find in movies. And I think when you view movies with that particular eye, I think you become a bit more aware of the world around you. I think movies help to open my eyes, open my heart and my mind to other possibilities and other things that are going on around me. So yeah, there you go. Bit deep, but yeah, that's why I love movies. And beyond that, just the sheer entertainment value. You know, not every film is a big mind-bending eye-opener, but you know, sometimes you just want to stick Transporter on and watch stuff blow up and people get hit. But for the most part, yeah, movies can teach us something if you're looking in the right way. This is probably the hardest question of the bunch, to be honest, because let's face it, there are thousands upon thousands upon thousands of movie characters, and so many possibilities. So this isn't a definitive choice. This is more, I've just flicked through my DVD and Blu-ray collection and kind of had a look at what jumps out. But I think maybe someone like Samwise Gamgee from Lord of the Rings, just because he just seemed like a real person. You know, he's just down to earth, someone who, you know, just a nice chap you could probably have a good chat with in a pub with a beer. Not that I drink, not that I attend pubs, but you know what I mean? Just he's very down to earth, just normal, no big major issues, and loyal to a fault. So yeah, probably him. I think Gandalf would be a bit too elusive. You know, I think Gandalf would probably be the more obvious choice from Lord of the Rings. But I think once you're sat with him chatting, it might become a little bit annoying because he'd throw a lot of riddles at you and he'd be quite elusive with certain subjects and things. So yeah, Samwise Gamgee from Lord of the Rings. People should subscribe to me because I like to think I know what I'm talking about when it comes to movies, and I also like to respond back. You know, if you talk to me, I will talk to you. That's how this community thing works. But yeah, that's really it. If you like science fiction, if you like horror, if you like comic book movies, all that kind of stuff, just come to my channel. I think you'll find something on there that you will like. If you like video essays, that kind of thing, then you will find some of them on there. I'm sure there's such a wide variety of stuff on my channel that I don't think you could fail to find at least something on there that you would like. So that's, you know, if you like me so far, that is. If you think I'm a douche and you don't like the look of my face, then my channel probably isn't the one for you. But yeah, I hope that's not the case. So come on over, let's talk film.
So what did you guys think of Bryan Lomax? I hope you're going to hit that subscribe button that's just about to appear and check out a couple of his videos. Like I said, some of them are fantastic, especially the Batman one. Well worth checking out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next segment of 10 Things About.